It all begins with the dream of a perfect vacation, breathtaking scenery, beautiful memories, and time spent with the one you love. But what if that dream suddenly crumbles? What if the person you thought was perfect is hiding a secret that shatters your deepest trust? What would you do in such a situation? We were about to leave for our vacation. I was excited about the dreamlike trip to Greece that I had been eagerly anticipating for months, saving every penny to make it happen. However, this excitement was about to turn into a nightmare, and the moment I realized it, felt as though my world had collapsed. My girlfriend Alicia had been the center of my life for the past few years, but that day, few messages on her phone shattered those dreams into pieces. It was just a couple of weeks ago. Alicia had left her phone on the kitchen counter one evening, and a message notification caught my eye. Perhaps there was already a seed of doubt in my mind, something that made me glance at that notification. Quick look at the message preview, and something inside me broke. The messages revealed that Alicia had been secretly involved with a guy named Brad. Brad was someone she had met during a girls' night out, someone I had never even heard of. The messages described how Alicia had completely disregarded her loyalty to me. As I read those messages, time seemed to freeze. My fingers felt locked in place, and I reread the screen several times trying to comprehend if what I was seeing was real. I didn't want to believe that Alicia had betrayed me, but the evidence was right there staring back at me. My mind was flooded with memories of our past together and the future we had planned. In that moment, all of it felt like a lie. The idea of spending a week with Alicia after this betrayal made me feel sick to my stomach. I wanted to confront her, to unleash the anger that had been building up inside me, but just as I was waiting for Alicia to come out of the bathroom so I could confront her, traumatic memories from my childhood resurfaced in my mind. I saw flashes of my father's angry outbursts, his shouting, and his violent behavior. I didn't want to become a copy of my father. I needed to control my anger. Amidst this internal conflict, a plan began to form in my mind. I didn't want to respond to Alicia's betrayal in the same way, but I needed to teach her a lesson she would never forget. That's when I thought of Erin, an old school friend. Erin had always been a beautiful woman, but we had never been romantically involved. Now, however, she seemed like the perfect ally for my plan. When I picked up the phone to call Erin, I felt a nervous tension building up inside me. As I began to explain my plan, I wasn't sure how she would react. "Erin, I need to talk to you about something really important," I said, unable to hide the seriousness in my voice. "Of course, I'm always here to listen," replied. I then detailed Alicia's betrayal, our planned trip to Greece, and the little revenge plan I had in mind. "So, what do you think? Would you come with me?" I asked, holding my breath. Erin thought for a moment before breaking the silence. "I'm so sorry you're going through this, but yes, I'd be happy to go with you. Not only can I be there for you, but we could also have a great time together," she said. My plan had finally taken shape, and I was ready to respond to Alicia's betrayal. With Erin's agreement, I went ahead and changed Alicia's plane ticket, Erin's name, and the plan was set in motion. As the day of the flight approached, the excitement and tension inside me continued to build. Alicia was completely unaware of what was going on, and I did my best to act as naturally as possible. When we arrived at the airport, my heart was pounding in my chest. As we approached the check-in counter, I handed our tickets and passports to the agent. She scanned the tickets and then looked up with a puzzled expression. I knew this was the moment. "I'm sorry, but this ticket is not under the name Alicia Meadows, it's under Erin Smith," the agent said. Alicia was confused and immediately began to protest. "This must be a mistake. The ticket was under my name. Who is Erin?" she said, voice rising. At that moment, Erin stepped forward. She was dressed in a simple yet elegant outfit, holding her passport with a slight smile. "Actually, I'm right here," she said calmly. Alicia's face went through a range of emotions, first confusion, then anger. She turned to Erin and asked, "What's going on? Why are you here?" Voice trembling. That's when I turned to Alicia and in a calm voice said, "I know you've been cheating on me with Brad, so I decided to bring Aaron instead. I don't want to spend this vacation with you. We're done, and I don't want to see you again." Alicia's face went pale, and tears began to roll down her cheeks. She asked how I had found out, but I told her it didn't matter anymore. "Why? Why would you do this?" she asked, her eyes filled with tears. I don't even know how to explain this to you. But I don't deserve this," she added, her voice laced with desperation. "Oh, really? And what about what I deserve?" I replied, unable to keep the anger from my voice any longer. Aaron then stepped in. "Ma'am, I have never been part of a cheating situation, and I never will be," she said, looking directly at Alicia. Before Alicia could say anything more, I took Aaron's hand, and we began walking toward the gate. The ticket agent, who had witnessed the entire scene, simply nodded and escorted us to the gate. Once we were on the plane, Aaron and I still couldn't believe what had just happened. As the plane took off, we raised our plastic cups in a toast to new beginnings and unexpected adventures. The absurdity of the situation made us both laugh. "Did that really just happen? And you believe what we just did?" I asked Aaron, laughing. She responded with laughter of her own. "This is definitely going to be an unforgettable memory." When we arrived in Greece, Aaron and I spent each day exploring different places. We visited ancient ruins, indulged in delicious Greek food, and shared memories from our past, getting to know each other all over again. As the days went by, I began to realize just how special the time I was spending with Aaron was. I wasn't just hanging out with an old friend. I was building a deeper connection with her every day. One evening, while sitting on a beach in Santorini, watching the sunset over the sea, Aaron quietly said, "It's strange how such a beautiful place can be the backdrop for such a painful story, isn't it?" At that moment, I understood exactly what she meant. This vacation, overshadowed by betrayal, had become a rebirth for me. "Yes," I replied, "but maybe everything happens for a reason. Maybe we were meant to be here to rediscover each other." Aaron nodded in agreement. Sometimes life takes us on unexpected paths. Maybe this was an experience we both needed, she said. Her mature perspective on the situation impressed me even more. As our eyes met, I felt that there was something unspoken between us. This vacation had become more than just a revenge plan. It had taken on a deeper meaning. Meanwhile, things weren't going well for Alicia. She had to find a taxi to get home. The scene at the airport quickly spread among our friends, and Alicia became the subject of ridicule. Brad, upon hearing what had happened, broke up with her. Did he really break up with her? Seriously? I asked Aaron, barely able to believe what I was hearing. Aaron nodded with a smile. "Yes, it seems like his loyalty didn't last long either," she added. A small part of me felt a sense of satisfaction knowing that Alicia was facing the consequences of her actions, but Aaron and I didn't dwell on it. "Do you think Brad's decision was right?" I asked Aaron. He shrugged and said, "Maybe everyone gets what they deserve." Instead, we focused on enjoying every moment we had in Greece. Aaron and I sunbathed on the beaches of Corfu, got lost in the narrow streets of Moss, and explored the ancient ruins of Crete. Every moment felt like an adventure, and every conversation, a discovery. At night, when we returned to our hotel room, we would lie down exhausted but content, sharing the memories of the day. "You know, I didn't realize how much we have in common," Aaron said one night before falling asleep. "Me neither," I replied. "But the more I get to know you, the more it feels like we've known each other for years." On our last day, Aaron and I stood hand in hand on a hill overlooking the ocean. The sunset painted the sky with vibrant shades of orange and pink. As we stood there, I felt a newfound sense of clarity and purpose in my life.